There are so many things that I found strange about Cody baptizing Aurora. And I'm going to kind of run through a bunch of them. And it's everything from the actual baptism through the sort of the baptism meal. And we'll see how much I get through. First off, I already have said, I find it weird that he is not a member of this faith. He's been very clear he's not a member of this faith, but they show him baptizing her. Additionally, we don't hear anything from Aurora on her baptism. Cody talks through her baptism. What happened? Robin talks about it. Aurora does not, but they show it. So I'm always super supportive when the kids say, I don't want to talk about things, but they always trot out Aurora when they want, and Brianna when they want to have everyone's so mean to my mom talks, but they don't do her own baptism through the lens of her experience for it. I find that very strange. Additionally, Cody does think this was his deal because he says Aurora didn't do much but close her eyes and plug her nose. And I was like, is he trying to diminish her part in the baptism? Additionally, he didn't really baptize her into this church. He baptized her into his faith because he said that he leaned in and whispered in her ear and gave the baptismal prayer from his faith tradition. And so now I'm not someone, my personal spiritual beliefs is that you can't accidentally baptize someone into a faith that they're not consenting to. But it's still super weird that they let him baptize her and then he didn't baptize her into the faith that she was wanting to, but into his faith. I find this all super weird. I find the fact that he was like, he prayed his prayer and he even said, I just wanted to cover all the bases. I fell back on my own faith. And I'm like, dude, so basically, as far as he's concerned, he forced her into his faith. Like he picked up like an extra life insurance policy or something like that. So I find that all weird. I find their follow-up meal, which from as near as I can tell from other people happened much later. And then I find all the discussion at the meal to be very strange. And it felt very much self-produced. Hey, let's sit down. Let's have the kids talk about how amazing we are. It was weird because Robin said at one point, who you marry will be a big deal. And one of them was like, really, it will? I think it was Aurora. And I was like, yeah, who you marry is a pretty big legal contract along with a romantic contract. And yeah, it's a big deal. And I was like, don't make me agree with Robin here, but yeah, it is a big deal who you marry. And then Cody's like, well, when they start dating, we're going to be heavily involved or included. And I was like, there is not a part of this that sounds like normal. It sounds like people from a bad improv group trying to improv a problematic family, but no one agrees on the script and stuff. And so the whole thing was bizarre. And lastly, I think it's super weird that they think we care about this. I care about baptism in general because it's like, I'm a big spiritual person, big religious person. I want to support them, but I don't know these people. They very seldom trot them out. Ever since even before COVID, Robin pulled way back. She actually, if you go back and rewatch, we see a lot about everyone except Robin. We don't go into Robin's house nearly as much and certainly haven't since COVID. We don't see as much from the kids. And when we do, it's just them following the narrative of how awful everyone is to their mom. And now they're like, hey, we think you're going to be interested in that. We're like, we don't know them. I just don't know them. The whole thing is bizarre.